Hello, it's Carol Baker here. This is a short home practice, kind of opening and releasing, and it should take about 20 minutes. So we're going to start lying down, and we're just going to gently draw the knees in towards the chest. Have what I call a little mooch from side to side into your lower back. And then a few circles of the knees. Might hear the occasional click. And then just a little stretch up of the hamstrings, circling of the ankles, and then a big stretch up of the arms. Take a little hip twist on both sides. And then just allow the knees to drop one way, head to the other. And then repeat that on the other side. And we're going to gently roll up into sitting. Going to come forward onto hands and knees. And we're going to do a few cat poses. So we're going to start with an exhale, tucking under, drawing the chin to the chest, the navel to the spine. And on the inhale, lifting and lengthening, head forward and up, tail backwards and up. Make sure the neck's nice and free. Have the fingers spread as you continue with this, the weight forward in the hands, not back in the wrists. The elbows slightly softened. And remember, your domesticated cat is fine, but if you want to go slightly wild, you can move sideways as well, just to get really deep into the spine. From cat, we're going to move on to downward dog. So we'll extend from the sitting bones up towards the ceiling, the shoulders relax, the head goes down towards the feet, and then we'll just gently walk the dog out, extending into the back of the legs. Again, make sure fingers are spread wide, the weight's in your hands, not your shoulders. And again, you can add a little bit of movement into it as well. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly and gently walk our feet forward to the front of the mat, so you can come onto tiptoes. Have the feet about hip distance apart. Take the elbows in the hands. And again, just shimmy and rock. And then we're going to very gently and very slowly, because we've got the head below the heart, come up into standing. Okay, we're going to do salute to the sun now. Check the posture, toes spread, knees slightly softened. A little bit of awareness in the core, so try not to hang here. Lift from the collarbones, relax the shoulders, draw the chin slightly in, neck long, top of the head towards the ceiling. Start with an inhale to reach upwards. Extend. Exhale slowly down. Fingers next to the toes, back of the neck releases. Inhale, right leg back into a lunge. So exhale, we're going to hold it here and drop the right hand. Inhale, we're adding a twist. Exhale, hold this twist, relax the shoulders, push into the back foot. Inhale, lift a little bit more. Exhale, come down. Exhale, plank. Inhale, hold your plank. Exhale, knees, elbows, chin, chest. Inhale, cobra, forward and up. Exhale, soften into those shoulders, don't let them rise. Inhale, lift a little more. Exhale, downward facing dog. A little bit more mooching in that down dog. Take a few breaths here. When you're ready, inhale, right leg comes through. You can adjust it on the exhale, put that left hand down. Inhale, take the twist again, opposite side. Exhale, hold it here. Inhale, reach. Exhale down. Inhale up again. Exhale, soften. You can hold these for a bit longer if you want. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift that back leg high. Exhale, float it. Inhale, arms. Exhale, salute the sun. Inhale, reach, and exhale, back down. Going to repeat that again on the left side, rechecking the posture. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. Back of the body releases. Inhale, left leg back this time. Exhale, left hand down. Check the knee, inhale, right hand up. Exhale, soften it, open it. Inhale, reach. Exhale, plank. Inhale, hold a plank. Exhale, slightly forward, elbows in, chin first if you can. Now push into upward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, open, hold it. Exhale, hold it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. Again, a few more breaths in that down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale through, adjust, right hand down. Inhale, turn. Exhale, soften. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. High lunge to finish. Inhale up. Exhale, soften. Check that knee. Push into the back foot. Inhale, lift, look up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Inhale, the back leg floats high. Exhale, it comes to the front, head down. Inhale up. And exhale, salute the sun. And finish. Okay, we're going to move on to some balance now. So I'm just going to step slightly back. I'm going to do again opening pose being dancer, and then we're going to focus on warrior three. So let's have the right foot forward to start with. So think toes spread, knees soft, core active, point of focus straight ahead, move slowly. You're going to pick up that left foot. Keep the hips balanced. If necessary, do this against a wall. Yeah, so just bring this right hand onto the wall for your support. Lengthen as much as you can. Keep the core nice and active, the right knee soft, and then you're trying to open diagonally. So the right hand's going forward and the left foot is going back. Don't overreach it because it will really make you tip. So hold for as many breaths as you can to get that lovely stretch through that left shoulder and the left thigh into the psoas. And then I'd like to come back up to centre. Take both hands behind you, still on that right leg, extend that left heel, and come into what we call ironing board pose, or warrior three. You're trying to come forward, so you want to try and keep this leg level with your head. And try and create some kind of a straight line. I never know whether I'm straight or not, but hopefully straightish. Watch that hip will try and lift, so keep this left hip down and the heel level. And from there, slowly, gently stand back up again. You can repeat on the other side. So balance is as much about focus and core strength as it is about the shape. And watch when you're making the shape, you don't overstretch. So softness in that left knee, point of focus. Toes spread, I've got the right foot this time, so I'm moving to the right shoulder. Left arm comes up, keep breathing. That's kind of vital. Shoulders relaxed. And then extend slightly back with that right foot and slightly forward with that left hand. And then go for that diagonal reach. Try not to drop this arm. So extend, extend, soften, slowly, breathing. When you're ready to release it, and again you're in charge as to how long you hold it. Take the hands behind. Keep the hips square. Lead with that right heel. Gaze point now moving down the wall to the floor. So try not to drop the head unless the heel's going to lift at the same time. Again, try not to twist. So try and think ironing board nice and straight. This left knee is slightly softened. Breath is steady. You'll feel it down this left side now. Options to take the arms out or in front. Slowly back to standing. Sitting poses now. So coming down gently onto the floor. And then if you remember, the theme is to open. A lot of the day we have the arms in front of us, so anything we can do to take the arms behind is going to be a huge benefit for the breath and for the posture. So making sure you're in stick pose with a nice straight back. Just take the arms behind you and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Those of you who know me know I have a thing about linking fingers the other way as well, and doing it again, and maybe a little bit of a neck release, side to side. Okay, so the first pose we're going to do is reverse plank. So options with the hands, forwards or backwards, I don't mind. I prefer this way. Again, open the shoulders, 2 levels. You can go coffee table, which means your feet come to where your knees are, and you want to have a coffee table without a sag in the middle. So currently I have a saggy coffee table, so I need to push the knees forward so they're just below the, above the ankles, and then I need to open the shoulder blades, and then I need to look up. Okay, so that's my coffee table pose. And if I want to adjust that, the feet come forward. The feet are now again hip distance apart or together. And I'm going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. You can see my dog in the background now. I'm going to push forward and lift. Again, it's all in the shoulders. Can you see? I don't want to be hanging here. I want to squeeze those shoulder blades together and lift up. Watch with the head. I wouldn't loll it too far back, but I also wouldn't hold it forward. The other thing to be aware of is that the weight is in your hands, not back in your wrists. So a little bit of movement over the wrist. Hi Tizzy. And then we're going to come into a kneeling position. So it might be you want to kneel on a blanket. I have got one behind me. Make sure that you tuck the toes underneath you, so we're going into camel pose. So camel pose is again a back bend, so we're stretching the quads and the psoas. Watch the lower back here, you need space here. So what's important is that you lengthen. It's almost like just climbing up a ladder. So extend and open into the spine. Again, the hands are coming around behind. You can just hold gently here, relax the shoulders. And the key is not to let your hips move back. So your hips want to stay in line with your knees. Little zip up here from pubic bone to navel. And then just gently allow the head to come back. Okay, absolutely fine just to hold it here. If you want to go a little bit further, experiment. If you feel that the hands can get the feet, great. And do again what you feel is good for the neck. Make sure when you come out of it, you look after the neck. So some schools of thought will say let the head completely hang back, and other schools of thought will say keep the neck extended. So coming out of camel pose is important. You need to come forward, hands on the floor, and you need to take it into child's pose. Make sure you come up out of child's pose nice and slow. Have the head down, you can have the knees slightly wide. So fine for you to repeat the reverse plank and the camel again if you want to, but I'm going to go straight into bow pose. So I prefer to have a little bit of padding underneath my hips for this one. You might need the straps, we'll put that there. So I'm coming down. Not ideal to do this if you've got a full bladder, by the way. So just make sure you're nice and comfortable on the hips. Very similar to camel pose. We'll start with half bow. You take a hold of your foot. If you can't do that, you're going to reach with a strap or a ribbon or thick dressing gown cord or something. The aim is to gently push the foot away to open up the psoas in the front of the leg. If you can reach this arm up. Okay, it's very strong on the heart, so contraindications are people with heart conditions. Just make sure that you take some steady breaths in it. You're not trying to force yourself into the pose, you're trying to extend and open. Then you do both. Don't be disheartened at all if you go to do this and nothing happens. Just be with it, open the shoulders as much as you can, and just allow the body to gently open. It will take time. Breathe. You might find you drop on the out breath, then you lift up more on the in breath. Again, to release that one, you need to push forward into child's pose. Again, take the knees wide, and you can have the arms up or down. If you want to add a little shoulder stretch into that, bring the elbows to the floor, walk the knees slightly further back, and then bring your head down. That will just open up the shoulders a little bit more. Try not to let the hands come in. Keep those hands steady. And from there, slowly coming up into sitting. Okay, we're going to set up a little contraption now. Now, don't worry if you don't have a bolster at home. You can just use a pile of cushions, really. So what I'm going to do is to use a few blocks. You can use books. and the bolster. Again, you can just create something like this out of sleeping bags and towels and pillows. We're going to come into reclining hero pose. So if you're not able to sit down in between your heels, which is no mean feat for your knees, then put another little cushion here. If you can, you want to sit down in between your heels. Roll the calves out slightly. The fronts of the feet want to be on the floor. If the ankles are tight, they may be turned out. You can move the blanket back so it's covering your ankles, and then it's about just gently lying back. So you may have to alter the angle of the bolsters. But the idea is you should be able to lie back on them. And then again, we're heart opening, we're chest opening. So various options with the arms. They could come up here. What I tend to prefer is what I call kind of jazz hands here. So I've got the shoulders and the elbows in line, but a right angle with the hands. And this is brilliant at opening here into the chest, to the pectoral muscles, all into the armpits, into the lymph glands here, and into the front of the chest and the lungs. So you're basically just relaxing here. And I will let you decide how long you want to hold it for. If the arms become too much, then your get out clause is just to lower them. Even if you have your hands on the floor like this, you're still going to get that nice opening sensation through the chest. Little adjustment you can make to the legs, so make sure when you come out of this one you don't twist, you draw yourself forward. And then what you can do, you'll probably want to straighten the legs for a moment, is you could take reclining, what we call reclining bound angle instead, where you bring the soles of the feet together and you let the knees draw out. And then again you do the same position with your arms. So this now we've added in opening out the pelvis, so it's very good for menstrual issues, menopausal issues. So we've taken away the thighs and the psoas, but we've added in opening the pelvis and the inner thighs, but the arms are still the same, whichever position you want to. And I kind of recommend, 3 to 6 minutes in either of these poses would be perfect. So, there's Tizzy again. We'll slowly come up from that, bring the knees together, and then just move that bolster out of the way, move the blocks, and we'll finish with a little lying twist. So we're going to take leg up in the air, that leg's going to come across the body, and then this arm is going to find a position where you're going to open out the chest. You want to try and keep this shoulder down, so don't worry if this leg's dangling, you can lift this hip, but just allow this leg to eventually come across to the floor. And the longer you spend here, the closer that knee will come down to the floor. Again, I'd go for 2 to 4 minutes on each side for this one. Notice particularly one side is tighter than the other. Again, adjust this arm so you get a lovely stretch in the shoulder. And your gaze point in the twist is always away from the side that the leg's going across. So again, 2 to 4 minutes on that side, and then back to where you started, which was on your back. You can put the bolster under your knees or a couple of cushions under your knees. Hopefully, a little eye pillow just over the eyes. And just give yourself, again, 2 to 4 minutes here. Nice, slow, deep breathing, allowing the exhale to lengthen and soften.